Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It is Tuesday night, so it's time to get back at it. And you already know the one we're getting at this week is Hawkeye series, episodes 3 and 4. And the one's taking the trip back down that rabbit hole with me week in and week out. The one, the only, Random B Archery. What's good, brother?
Yo, I'm tired, but not tired to talk about this damn episode. Well, the episodes, yeah, let's say episode. But yeah, I've been waiting to talk about episode 3 since last week. But nope,
Mm-hmm.
push it to this week with episode 4. Which, episode 4, I don't know about episode 4. How it ended, I don't know. I felt a little bit robbed, cheated, bamboozled.
Oh, man. I don't know.
Hoodwinked.
I might have liked 4 better than 3. How about you, AK? What's happening with you this week?
Hey, same old man. I've been kind of groovy lately. Had a good pre-birthday stream over the weekend, and it was fun for the most part. And now, yes, we're here to talk about some more Hawkeye. And I don't know if I agree with fandom. I think episode 4 was decent, but yeah, there was a little something missing, I think.
Yeah, this is going to be fantastic because I think I actually liked episode 4 better than 3. So we're going to get into it.
It's got some good markers.
It's bringing me back around 100%. Like I said, rewatching it first three and then getting back into it. This one, now that I know what to expect, I'm liking it a lot more. And episodes 3 and 4 to me were way just leaps and bounds better than 1 and 2. So I'm ready to go.
I give you that, definitely.
Oh, we're going to get it started with Hawkeye episode 3. It sounds like fandom's favorite of the two, and this one's called Echoes, Echoes, Echoes. And we open up with a young Maya, and as seen in the last episode, Maya's deaf, and we see she is very smart. She was loved dearly by her father, and she seems to have excelled at many things growing up, kind of similar to Kate. So they're obviously going to be nemesis in this series, right, AK?
I think so. That is usually the MO. But I feel like there's some sort of connection there to be made.
Oh.
Whether it be for good or ill, I'm not sure. But this is a young person that has been misinformed and formed their own opinions on things happening. I feel like, Echo can be saved in that arena, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. If Natasha could be saved, of course she could. Oh, we got a legend that's already in the chat. What's up, Iron Throne? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, 2 legends. We got Carol
Yes.
I'm back. Great to see you. Oh, my goodness.
Let me tweak this out, get some more folk in here.
So they gave a little nod to Maya's uncle. Do we have any other guesses on who that may be, or are we just going to be guessing that that's the Kingpin himself, Wilson Fisk, random?
I didn't know who it was until I literally opened up YouTube and I see a whole bunch of Kingpin thumbnails. I'm like, did I miss something? Was his hat a little bit fat or something?
Yeah,
I don't know here. And then I'm like, I'm guessing that must be Kingpin then. And if so, I can't wait.
Oh, what's up, AK? Do we have any other guesses, or are we just putting it on it being Kingpin?
Nope. I stand firm on this being Kingpin. They're not going to keep calling somebody the big guy and not be talking about either him or the Hulk. And we're not talking about the Hulk running any damn shadow foot, like the foot in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's not handling any spy organizations or random mafia things. So it's got to be Kingpin.
Could be. What if it's like another superhero? What if it's like Daredevil or Luke Cage or something crazy like that? And that's the big guy they're talking about.
Neither of them are criminals on that level.
Oh, man, they are not criminals, but maybe this is all undercover and Dad was working for somebody else. And I don't know. All things are kind of looking up to Wilson Fisk, but I can see him putting a little twist on it and maybe coming back. But it does seem more and more like it's going to be Mr. Wilson Fisk himself. We then see an older Maya returning to her crew's hideout to find the Ronin kicking ass and taking names, and he even ended up killing her father. And like, now he's got him tied to a unicorn. Like that didn't seem like that was going to work out well, fandom.
Nope. Even in the flashback, the way how it was going, I'm like, don't tell me this freaking her father's gonna end up dying or something. And of all people, ends up being the Ronin to do it.
Yeah, that was ruthless. That can't end up well.
Yep.
What's up? You think Echo's ever going to find out that it was him who was the actual Ronin, AK?
I think she will. If she doesn't find out necessarily on her own, somehow Clint's going to be in a moment and he's going to say, yeah, it was me. I'm sorry. blah 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 blah, whatever else words are going to happen, and she'll either choose to see that her dad was, mixed up in some very heavy criminal things. And I think that's what the issue is. He hid all that from her, so she thinks her dad was just murdered in cold blood.
Then
And
the
I
whole
don't think that's the
interrogation.
case. Yeah, like she wants it to be somebody. She just wants to go after and get vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
She's not thinking straight.
So that's what revenge does to you. It makes you not think straight. Just go after anybody and anybody trying to get close that hole in you. And speaking of holes in you, how lost is Kate? Just desperately trying to prove that she can be a useful part of this team, but just can't stop making every rookie move in the book. Like, Hawkeye just wants to get this done and get home for Christmas, and she is making everything harder on him. Fandom, what's up with this girl?
Too soon, too damn soon. We gotta put on the damn train wheels, and then we're good.
Mm-hmm.
But nope, keep on doing everything way too early, and just keep tripping and tripping and tripping.
This reminds me of one of my baby cousins. When she was like 3 or 4, she would get up with her brother every day that he had to go to school, elementary school, mind you. She wasn't old enough to go yet, but she had her little book bag, and she swore up and down she was skipping all of the show and going straight to high school. That's what baby girl's trying to do right now. She doesn't have the training, but she thinks she has enough that she could hang with an Avengers level threat, and we see very clearly that she does not. She needs a lot more training and a lot more discipline. She's too reckless.
Exactly. You got to crawl before you walk, and she's going to learn the hard way. She then tries to show off her problem-solving skills by helping Abrosif with his girlfriend problem, and she actually kind of shined there. And I was glad to hear Clint call her out to Echo, saying she's not the Ronin. She's saying she's a little girl. She's a spoiled brat. Then later talking about her ridiculous overconfidence problem, things she definitely needed to hear from her idol, weren't they, Phantom?
Yep.
Get this girl in line, get her in step. But it still didn't sink in. Even when he had to come and save her from Kazi, she just stood there saying, I was doing fine. No, you weren't. You were running for your life. Come on. Is she ever going to wake up, AK?
I hope so. I mean, I lightweight know where her story could go because I know the source material. However, the way they're doing it now, oh my goodness. Wanda's kids had better control than this chick right now.
Right? She is just at a 15. She needs to come back to a 7. Oh, they get outside and they're looking for a car to get away. And even amidst all going on, Clint had the preservation of mind not to take the classic car. He didn't want to ruin it. And it was, I don't know. Well, when they were fleeing, Kate said she still has my bow. I was wondering if she was going to get it back or if Hawkeye was going to give her a new one. Were you thinking she might, or you think she might get decked out with some cool weaponry by the end of this Phantom?
Of course. She's supposed to be the replacement. Inevitably she will. But I was just hoping that at least she can get to, keep the freaking bow and have, Clint sign it.
Some kind of keepsake to remember, but I don't know the way they ended it. We're going to have to find out. And how are there no cops in this city? They were racing backwards through the streets, driving through Christmas tree lots, blowing up vans in the middle of the street. Not a cop one anywhere to be seen. And this is New York City, AK.
Exactly what I was going to say. Axe Fandom. This is fucking New York. People don't just call the cops for any random thing as a car chase going on. Couple gunshots heard, so. Oh,
man. There's not a cop car, not a motorcycle, nothing.
Nope.
Just letting it go down all through. I was like, come on. This can't be happening.
That's classic New York. I feel like whoever the writer was paying attention. They understood the assignment.
Oh, man. That is insane. And then poor Clint tries to do the right thing by leaving the classic car behind. And, of course, it ends up getting totaled anyway. And, did all the car talk seem out of place to either one of you? I don't know. I was wondering who in production was such a car nut to be making this such a thing.
Now I would open my head.
Explain that again?
There's a lot of car talk, and Clint wasn't going to touch the classic car, and then afterwards he's like, oh, it ended up getting smashed, and you're I don't know, just seemed to be a lot of talk about cars and stuff. Somebody's a car nut in this show because it just seemed a little out of place to me.
Or that's just marketing, and they got the bag for talking about whatever car they needed to for the contract.
All right, man. I noticed they were driving by a bunch of U-Hauls and going through U-Haul lots, so I know that was some.
U-Haul might have bought some time too.
Oh, there are some.
They're big enough.
Some absolute U-Haul product placement, absolutely. And Kate was pretty excited about finally getting to use some trick arrows. Will learning how to make or like acquire them become more of a thing in this series, you think, fandom?
Yeah, most definitely. I won't be surprised if she ends up making like her own different ones from Clint that we've seen like in previous films, even in the show.
Because yeah, he was talking. I mean, there seemed to be a lot of talking. He's like, there are no trick arrows, and now he's like, well, there's no trick arrows, but I got trick heads. But you can't just put trick heads on any kind of arrow. It's got to be a special shaft and all this. So I don't know. Is she gonna end up making her own special kind of arrows, AK?
No, I don't think she has that skill set at all. What I see will likely happen is because the Young Avengers are coming up on a thing, and I don't know for sure, but there's going to be some tomfoolery with Peter Parker even coming back to the regular MCU universe, because as his movie is called, There's No Way Home from wherever he's going. I think she's going to touch base with Riri Williams, and Ironheart is going to build all of her weapons.
Oh, that'd be way dope. I love that. Oh, we got Jake out there. What's up, Jake Cruz? I see you. That would be amazing. Something bring in something like that. Absolutely. Heller has the Sphinx
versus Hawkeye. Hawkeye, easily.
I don't know. Heller has got them dimes with the old school arrows. Oh, that would be great seeing them shoot it out.
She don't got trick arrows though, and the bow that she's using is far less powerful than what Hawkeye does.
Oh, I agree with that one, Jake. I mean, it was a little over the top. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I didn't hate it. It wasn't too bad. But yeah, it was that was a little different one, taking the 10 rings on. That was a little different style. But speaking of knowing different styles, like Kate knew all she was aiming was that USB arrow. Why did she ever let it go? Like when she had them all worried, it could have been some bomb arrow or something worse. Then she just shoots it into old boy's chest to show him it was nothing. Like that was dumb. Why'd she do that, Phantom?
If I was her, I'd be afraid of almost every single damn arrow coming from that thing.
I mean, just knowing you just holding a USB arrow, there's nothing special about this one, and you just end up shooting it into that dude's chest. I was like, why would you even let go? Just keep acting like it's a bomb arrow and get the hell out of there.
Did she know it was just a USB arrow?
Yeah, I think she knew that one was nothing. I think she saw. I think she was looking at it. So yeah, that one was weird. That's why she was talking all that mess. Oh, you don't know what this one will do, and then all of a sudden she ends up releasing it. I was like, that was a rookie move. That was just kind of weird to me. And I'm not sure why, but I really like the little train scene with Clint unknowingly repeating what Kate said, like on the subway together. That was cute.
Old man Clint.
And then also, again, we get another like walk the dog reference. Again, like, is he going to poop out something valuable, or what are we getting all this walking the dog talk for, Phantom?
Exactamundo. He ate the watch, damn it.
But I don't know, because we see later that it's at old girl's house.
Yeah.
That theory is already debunked.
But maybe he ate something else, because like I said, I mean, they just keep talking about this walking the dog. I don't know why they're making that such a deal.
She's taken the dog out since then, though.
Could be taking it out too. It was cute and sad how like Clint had to talk with his son through her, though. I mean, he's also seeing that she actually can be a valuable partner in some scenarios, because he wouldn't have been able to get through that call without her. But that was kind of gut wrenching, wasn't it, AK?
It was. And I totally felt for him because, I have a great love for tiny humans, especially when it's around the holidays. So, yeah, I could, just physically feel all of the disappointment from his son.
I was actually catching all the feels in that one.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, but at the same time, I'm kind of side-eyeing Nick Fury right now. Like, bro, you have all this badass technology in space. You haven't left orbit yet. So why are you not coming down here with some new space level type archer things or uniforms for everybody? Eventually, he's going to get the team back together because that's what always happens.
Maybe.
Why not be preemptive?
We don't even know where Nick Fury is. Because I think the last Nick Furies we've seen has been a Skrull. I don't even think that was really him. So I'm not sure we know exactly what's going on with Nick Fury.
He's on the spaceship, like the ones that were in Spider-Man. That was Talos and his wife. But then at the end, they showed the actual Nick on the spaceship, on the lab ship.
And do we even know what galaxy he's in? Like he might be 30 light years away and have nowhere to get touch or do anything with us right now. He might be on a completely different mission.
I suppose that's possible. But what more information could Nick Fury have?
Oh man! After that last,
he is the spy of spies, so yeah, I'll give you that. He could be on some shit, but we do know that he summoned Monica Rambeau, so he got to be somewhere close.
Or he knew he was so far away, he had to send somebody else back to save it or make sure to keep an eye on things, make sure it's all good. So yeah, I can't wait to
Highly
see how
possible.
that unfolds. And now that an Avenger knows about the Bro Gang's hideout, they have to relocate, which is kind of funny because they were just bitching last episode about how hard it is to find a place. Can you pick up on that, Phantom?
Yeah. It is New York though, but hold up, we didn't even talk about like that whole fight scene before they freaking left into that car chase scene. It was inside of a KB Toys. The
Was that a
legendary
KB Toy Store?
Yep, it
Damn, yo,
was.
R.I.P. to KB Toys, man. That was one of my favorite stores to just go through.
I didn't even pick that up. That's a good one. I didn't realize.
Yeah, good deep dive on that, man.
Right? It's like bringing the knowledge. See, you got your own trivia questions for that at the end of it. Kazi kind of seems like he has a good head on his shoulders, but Echo did not like him questioning her. You think these two are going to end up butting heads before it's over, AK?
Absolutely.
That's going to be a problem.
I feel like the way that it could end up if Echo doesn't, adjust her attitude, I think more accordingly. I think he's probably going to end up maybe trying to take her down, or she's going to see him go down, and it's going to be something that was directly because of whatever she planned, and that's what would flip the switch.
Oh, I can see that. I could definitely see that. Kazi also said Uncle wouldn't like it. What's up, Phantom? Is Uncle really a blood relative or just kind of a term of endearment for all the gangsters out there?
Yeah, term of endearment. I don't think it's like a really uncle.
Yeah, I don't think it's a blood uncle either because it sounds like it's Kazi's calling him uncle the same way. And I don't think you think Kazi and Echo are actually related, AK?
No, not at all. Because he used to work for her father.
Right.
So I don't think that from the love that I saw her dad give her, I don't think he would shun any of his children at any given point in time. So I don't think they're related at all.
I just feel like that could be like a cousin or something. But yeah, I don't think the uncle that they're talking about is family. I think uncle is just like a term of endearment.
Yeah, definitely. I have plenty of young kids of my friends that call me auntie. So
right, yeah, I think it's more of that situation.
Yeah, it don't have to be blood.
And how happy was Clint that he could actually turn off that hearing aid while he was in the diner with Kate? So she's so clueless, like asking, like, "Oh, was that off this whole time?" It's like, "Yes, I am sick of listening to your dumbass. I had to have this shit done."
I'll take the hint.
I'm telling you, like she's such a little kid on an adventure, like so clueless how quick it could get real and dangerous. Like she keeps talking about this epic battle they just had. I'm like, kid, he just let himself get captured. Like he let himself get captured knowing what a joke that gang was. Like this is nothing to him, and she thinks she's on this big grand epic adventure. It's like, girl, this man fought Thanos. Stop it. Just stop it.
The whole worst thing about that though is she is just absolutely clueless at reading the room.
Right?
She should have known exactly what was going on. Like Hawkeye said, yo, I almost had your whole situation separated from this shit. Learn to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Jake thinks like that too. He's like, he's uncle to many children that call him Uncle Jay. So yeah, I think it's just that type of thing.
Yep.
Absolutely. And then Kate tells Clint that when she tried to stab Jack in the face, he parried like a pro. He also offered her a butterscotch. So, of course, murderer. Like, the way she tells stories, I was like, you need to add some more info because you make yourself sound like even more of an idiot. It was just too much. And then she decides that they need some more info, so it'd be a good idea to break into her mom's penthouse and look through her computer. I'm like, your mom heads a security company. Like, how does she think she's not going to get caught, Phantom?
I was thinking the same exact thing. Like at this point, the moment you dare even try to hack into it, she should know instantly at this point.
Unbelievable. And then while Kate peruses through her mom's computer, Clint hears something and goes to check it out. And as he clears a corner, Jack puts the Ronin sword right to his throat. And I was like, do you think Clint knew he was there, AK, or is Jack actually that stealthy with some skills of his own?
I don't think that it's Jack being stealthy at all. I think it was Hawkeye's hearing being a bit too compromised. Like he heard a little tiny echo of something, enough to make him want to be alert. But if you're moving in the dark and you know the layout of the place that you're moving in, you can very easily skirt around anyone by skipping over whatever squeaky floorboards they are and catch them up in that way.
Okay, I like that. Jake says she wants to be a hero. It's adorable. I don't know. Is it adorable or irritating? Because she's getting on my last nerve.
A healthy conversion of both, I think.
Oh, she's comic relief. It's a reasonably funny show. I'll tell you what, Jake. I hated the first 2 episodes. I'm coming back around with 3 and 4. I like 3 and 4 so much better. So much better. But wasn't Kate supposed to go see that cop detective Cottle? Like, is that going to become a problem, fandom?
I was just at the end of episode 4. I was like,
forgot about that.
Nah, episode 4. I was like, is it gonna happen yet? Because she does mention that within the whole plan, but it didn't even happen in episode 4. So it's either gonna happen episode 5 or 6.
Okay. So I'm like, what's going on? It's like, yeah, most people even forgot that he was a thing. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I totally forgot.
You can't ignore some shit like that. Oh man. That was pretty much episode 3 in a nutshell. So it was, like I said, it brought it way back around compared to episodes 1 and 2 for me. So I got it back on track. I was really appreciating the show a whole lot more after that one.
And you've noticed that the 3 and 4 have been like the runtime has been decreasing past episode 2.
Yeah, I have. Absolutely. Yeah. They might only have 5 episodes and then drawn it into 6. Who knows? I don't know.
Or they know they have so much to pack into that last episode, they were saving time. Maybe we'll have to see how. Yeah, we'll see. Out. But they got me back on track and interested at least, so I like that. I'll give it to them. Definitely. So that was episode 3. We're gonna knock out a few trivia questions and keep it moving right on into episode 4. But on episode 3, see if you remember what year did this episode open?
1989.
Oh wow! I thought this would be the quick, easy one. Gonna start off on the right foot. That is incorrect.
Yeah. Mine is too young for that.
Yeah. What year did this episode open?
2006.
Right in the chat.
I was going to say 2000 something, I think.
If you know that answer, write it down in the chat. If you're watching later, make sure you write it in the comments down below. What year did this episode open? Keep it moving. What's that?
Unless she's the same age as Maya.
Now, Maya looks slightly older than Kate.
She looks older, but maybe she just had a rougher upbringing and a rougher life, so she looks older. Who knows? Very true. Very true. Who did Echo's dad say would take her home after karate? Let's get it back on track.
Her uncle.
There we go. There we go. All right, moving in the right direction. What is Echo's real name?
Maya.
There we go. When Echo asked Clint what he's doing there, what did Kate quickly interject? Echo asked Clint what he's doing there. What did Kate quickly say?
I remember what Clint said, but I do not remember what Kate said. Fuck.
A little more of a deep dive. What did Kate quickly interject when Echo asked Clint what he's doing there? You know that answer? Write it in the chat or write it down below later in the comments. When Clint was telling Echo Kate's not Ronin, how old did she say she was? How old did he say she was? 9 is absolutely correct. What car did Clint say he wasn't going to take and smash?
It was like a Cadillac or a Mercedes-Benz.
That's more like the one he jumped into. What car did Clint say he wasn't going to take and end up smashing up?
Oh, wait. It was a fucking muscle car, wasn't it?
Was indeed.
Dodge something or other, maybe, or Firebird.
Oh, Jake, you were so close on that last one, but that is incorrect. Absolutely, yeah, they were close, right up, but that is incorrect. And if you know that, if you know what car it is, write in questions or the comment section down below. What's the name of the gang's moving company? What's the name of the gang's moving company? It is a fantastic name.
No. Tracksuits are us. I don't know.
That's in the realm. That is in the realm. Oh, absolutely. He said the Yugo. That is incorrect. It was not a Yugo. Oh, it's a Yugo. Oh, man. What's the name of the gang's moving company? If you know that one, write in the comment section down below. Kate shot an exploding arrow. Then in disbelief, she said, there are blank arrows more dangerous than that one? Fill in the blank.
Oh, what is it? 2 or 3?
That is incorrect. Kate shot an exploding arrow, then in disbelief said, "There are blank arrows more dangerous than that one." Fill in the blank.
4 or 6?
Oh, Jake, you are so close on these. So close.
Charles. Okay, so yeah, that means it definitely was a Dodge.
You are so close. Bada boom, bada bing.
It's a Dodge Challenger.
There we go. 72
That-
Challenger. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, see, I knew if Charger was close, it could only be a Challenger.
Nice. Nicely done. Putting it down. Oh, love it. What kind of car did Clint almost run into on the bridge that had a little girl looking out the back window? That's a deep dive.
Did it begin with a C?
What's that?
Did it begin with a C?
It did not. But it did have its big name right there in silver letters showing you.
I was like, damn, Disney must got like a lot of...
Yeah, they're getting paid, please believe. Lots of product placement going on in their shows. What kind of car did Clint almost run into on the bridge that had a little girl looking out the back window?
Mercedes-Benz.
That is incorrect. If you know it, write it down below. What's the name? You might be able to piece this one together. What's the name of Kate's mom's company?
Oh, it's something security.
That's correct.
I don't remember the actual title though.
You are halfway there.
Even if it's her last name, security.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it Bishop Security?
That's exactly what it is. You might
Nice.
be able to piece this one together. Well done.
All right.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, pick the pieces. There it is. What company was Kazi an employee of? Last question. What company was Kazi an employee of?
It wasn't KB Toys.
Dairy Queen?
Yeah, those are both
Why the
incorrect.
hell am I thinking Dairy Queen?
Or Baskin Robbins.
All right, or Baskin Robbins, yeah.
What company was Kazi an employee of? You know that one right in the chat box or in the comments down below.
I almost want to say Walmart, but I don't think that's right.
No one messes with Karen. Karen Security.
Nah, man, you will not dub Vera Farmiga as a Karen.
That's fantastic. Yep, absolutely. Marvel shows are expensive. You got to get that product placement. Get it.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to let them ads come in.
Oh, show. Oh,
that revenue is too good.
Oh, so that's episode 3. So we're going to keep it moving and jump right into episode 4. And it is called Partners. Am I right? And this week opens up with a sword at Hawkeye's throat and Eleanor wondering what an Avenger is doing in her home. Was Jack playing dumb or did he really not recognize Hawkeye fandom?
I don't know with this guy. I honestly don't. Part of me is like he probably did, but I don't know.
It's like this guy just is too. I mean, you can't be that good of an actor playing that dumb. Like he's too good.
Yes, you can. Just look at what Maester Pycelle did in King's Landing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess absolutely.
I think he can absolutely feign ignorance, just like all of the idioms and phrases that Americans use, and he supposedly doesn't understand any of them. He's not a stupid man. I think he knows exactly what he's doing.
He's just that good at playing dumb. I mean, I'm on the fence. It's like, man, can you really be this goofy, or are they letting us know that he can't be the one that's doing all the bad things because he's this dumb? It's like I'm on the fence which way they're trying to push us with that. Is Kate just trying to impress her mom by telling her she's partners with friends and friends with Clint the Avenger? Like, is that what this is all about?
Yeah, I think she's been in trouble, and she's still lightweight on punishment right now because she doesn't have any of her credit cards or actual full fund privileges back.
And things like knocking down the bell tower could just be ways of trying to show out and get her mom's attention because she just feels like she's not getting enough. I don't know. So yeah, coming out and like, now I'm best friends with an Avenger, out doing missions with an Avenger. So, I got that going on, Mom. Like, look at me, notice me. I don't know. It feels like that kind of a little bit. Her mom's not having it though. What? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's possible, but I feel like there's some other layer there that we're missing. Like we don't have enough information on their situation.
Could be. Her mom's not having it though, and sees Clint out. She tells him she wants no part of her daughter becoming a hero. She even brings up Natasha, knowing that would sting. Like, is it because she's truly worried for her daughter's safety, or is she just worried about her daughter finding out about how shady a mom and what she's really into, Phantom?
No, she's pretty much just a concerned parent. Like, she pretty much lost her former husband, even though we don't know that like relationship, in a freaking Avengers level threat. And now you're gonna just usher in her daughter into all this madness. And the blimp not too long ago just happened. I'm not even sure were they even like limped in the whole situation. Like
Yeah, that's not
they
revealed.
did bring it up in episode 4 about the whole blimp situation, which he was like, "Oh, did you like lose your family during it?" But they haven't explained like, "Oh, like I was gone or my mom was gone. We both were gone. We weren't
And
really affected."
it kind
You
of
know
makes it seem
what?
like they're not like they weren't. Like it seems like she's
Yes,
too spoiled.
since you brought that up, that makes me think that Kate was blipped and her mom was left. So she's been holding this overly protective thing now because not on top of what Kate was doing before, but then now Kate's gone and we don't know where the hell she's at, and everyone is from that 5 years is at first and foremost labeled dead until they return. So I think that there's another layer there again that we're not seeing just yet.
Could be. Jake says, I don't know, but he'd be giving me back my sword. That ain't his sword. He stole that sword. That ain't his. He just got what he stole stolen from him. But I love that.
Whose sword?
Hawkeye's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hawkeye ended up stealing it and walking out. You remember?
Did he? I didn't think he was able to get it because Homeboy was still sitting right there.
In the elevator, we noticed that he was able to take it.
Yeah, in the elevator, he took
I
his
missed
jacket
that.
off it and then put it back and hid it in his thing. Yeah, he stole that sword from him.
I must have went to get an adult beverage when that happened.
Yep.
But that's cool. I mean, honestly, yeah, that's his shit.
Exactly. It's like
damn that. I am the repo man right now.
Oh, Jake also says we don't know that she's shady yet. I don't know. I'm pretty shady.
I feel that she is, man. If you've seen her in some other roles, like especially Bates Motel, I think there's definitely some shade going on there.
Oh, Jake bringing it back with some sweetness though, right there. She wouldn't be 22 if she was Blip. She'd be younger. She would not be as old as she is if she was Blip, because we saw how old she was when the attack happened. So,
when the attack happened from the Chitauri.
Right. She was a little girl, and then now she's still 22 years old. She wouldn't have had that if she was Blip.
What's the time space between the Chitauri and Thanos?
How many years was it?
Because what was it? 2015 that the Chitauri came in, or 2016?
I want to say 6, but I feel like it's more like 13. I gotta look back at that and figure that out. But yeah, either way, there's no way she would be 22 years. There hasn't been 22 years, so she wouldn't be that old if she would kind of blip. So she lived through it. Plus, like I said, she's not acting like she got blipped or like she lost any family.
That's true.
Yeah, he's saying that was
2006.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, there's just no way. So yeah, she made it through. Absolutely. But yeah, I still say the mom is shady as shit. Like.
Yeah, absolutely. Fully agree.
But yeah, she even brings up, like I said, when she brought all that up, and they make it look like she loves her daughter and she cares about her. But the last thing she said to Clint was, I think it's the latter because she said, the last thing she said to Clint was, so you'll forget about this case? Like it wasn't anything to do about her daughter. She did not want an Avenger snooping around her business because she's into so much shady shit, I think
there's a little bit of both.
I mean, yeah, she could care about her daughter, but like I said, she's a sociopath, so can she really care about anything besides herself?
I think she definitely does. I mean, just look at how many chances she gave Kate to even mess up to the point where she has to cut her off.
There's really no right line. It's like she's playing the role, like she has to do something as a parent to show she's doing something, but I don't know. I don't think she really has a line. She didn't really do that much because all Kate had to do was pull a medal out of her back pocket. And she's like, "Oh, I like these. We're gonna have to start moving some of the other ones out. You have so many." Like it was right into cutesy. I love you, and I don't know. Oh, you can't have your credit cards. That would suck, but come on. Is that a real
And I
thing?
do hope they explore that a little more.
I think they might have to. And as soon as Clint left, Eleanor made a call saying it was urgent. Who do you think she called?
Wait, what'd you say?
As soon as Clint left, Eleanor was quick to get on the phone and make a phone call saying it was urgent and to call her back. Who do you think that she made that call to?
It was a female voice that answered, right?
I don't know if we actually heard anybody answer. Did we? I can't remember that. I remember it's like she was saying it and then she just said it's urgent. So like she wanted someone to call her back.
Okay. It's possible there may be some crossover there, but I would think her first person to call is the Kingpin. But if it isn't Kingpin, then it's what's her damn name?
Valentina.
What's it? Yes, her.
That's who I think
Yeah.
it is. It had to be Valentina.
Because we know where that little plot point ends up.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Then the widow talks all about that, and that's where that inks up. So I was like, oh, come on, that's got to be who she called.
Gotta be.
And then whose watch was it, do you think? And how does Mrs. Hawkeye know so much about it? You think she's the one who gave Clint that Rolex? And because he asked her to check the transmitter signals. So, I mean, she knows all about this Rolex and how to work it. And I don't know, is this a gift she gave to him so she'd always know where he was? Or what's up with that?
She secretly also speaks German. And what level of clearance of anything does she have to get into whoever's database to look all of these things up? What did I tell y'all last week? Okay. Velma was a key component in Scooby-Doo and the mystery team. I don't think Hawkeye married Laura. Hawkeye fucked around and married adult Velma. And this is something that he knows is going to pull her cover. Because who else would be around Clint that would be undercover and be in jeopardy so hard that he's here still in this damn city helping a little kid that he doesn't know?
Yeah, she might have been his sight. Like while he was out in the field, she might have been the agent running him behind the computer or something.
Oh, you know what? Just made me think about that old who is it? Vanessa Williams and Arnold Schwarzenegger, the movie Eraser, where he was responsible for putting people in WITSEC. How about Velma being in WITSEC for whatever reason? And now her name is Laura.
Could have been.
He's like, I know that's super ass tinfoil, and I really just want that to be true, but that's my thoughts.
I'm not letting go of Velma, damn it. That's my thing. I'm sticking to it. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she knows way too much about that Rolex. I think it might have been a gift that he gave to her, or that she gave to him, so she'd always know where he was or whatever. And that he doesn't want them to be able to track it back to her because that give the bro gang a line into his family, and he doesn't want that. He's always kept his family off the records.
That's true, but if it's meant to follow him, then how could it ever lead back to her?
Maybe it has her name on it, like it's inscribed. Maybe she put an inscription on it, something like that.
That's too reckless. That's a very identifiable thing to do. I don't think that's it.
Maybe. There's something deeper there. Reason they're wanting it back so bad.
There is something deeper there, and I am very intrigued to find out what it is.
Absolutely. Jack keeps saying and using aphorisms in the wrong way, like you were talking about. Like, I don't know, is that this, again, them showing that he really is this dumb, or is he just that great of an actor?
Like, at first I was thinking he's dumb, and now from what y'all saying earlier, maybe he isn't so dumb.
I'm saying, though,
maybe it's just all an act. I don't know.
This is the mark of a good infiltrator, okay? I feel like he's trained his whole life to do just this level of espionage shit.
Could be, because like he is nice with his swordplay, so he's definitely not letting us into as much as what's going on with him. Like, he has more behind the scenes faux show. And I have to admit that it was kind of sweet seeing Kate trying to do the holiday thing with Clint, but isn't this just the same scenario as the Imagine Dragons situation fandom? Like with that bro guy? She has to know that, of course, like she's loving spending Christmas with her childhood hero, but she has to know that he'd much rather be home with his real family.
Exactly. Not only that, though, she feels guilty because all this pretty much happened
because of her.
Yep, she just had to put on the damn suit.
Absolutely. So she's
like
acting
go ahead.
Like she was already
stealthy moving around the room and even getting down the stairs to get into the auction part. Even when she got called out and the waiter brought, what was his name? David or something, or Gary?
Yeah.
When he came out, she easily could have just stuck to the lie that she told and walked right past them to get the fuck out of Dodge. She chose not to do that. I feel like that's a problem.
That could definitely be a thing, but she is just, I don't know, just like she told that guy that you got to apologize because you didn't buy those Imagine Dragon tickets for your girlfriend. You bought them because you like Imagine Dragons. Like, don't act like it's for her. Just like, don't act like you're doing this for Clint, which you halfway are, but you're a lot doing it because you get to hang out on the holidays with your favorite hero in your childhood.
And she wants that. She wants to be able to have that flex.
Exactly.
That's it.
But all in all, it was a cool little Christmas montage. But how's she gonna call BS on his metal flicking ability? And then once he shows her up that he can do it, she's instantly like, "You have to show me how to do that." I was like, "You little shit! You were just calling me a liar 2 seconds ago. I ain't showing you nothing." It was just crazy.
Supposedly, I'm your number one superhero on the Avengers. Why in the heck? You've seen the arrows that I rock with. Why the hell would you think that was the only thing I had in my arsenal?
Exactly. How are you ever going to second guess me on some?
That's fucking disrespect. The disrespect.
I'm just going to tell everybody I ever meet that you're a liar, and I'm not going to just go and deep dive on him until he had to shut her up with a quick flick. I was like, see, oh, you got to show. I ain't showing you nothing. Show some respect. That's what's going to happen.
I was surprised she was able to do it within this episode. I thought she was going to keep yelling, and then in the finale, she was going to be able to do it and save the day or something.
There you go. Save somebody's life with it. That would have been cool. But they wrapped it up. And I guess if you drink enough of that blue and green sludge, you're going to be quick to forgive anything. So
I guess that's possible, but I'm just saying, the nonsense we saw Kate trying to do this episode. Kevin McAllister was literally 8 years old when he did all this shit. He didn't have to get stopped on the wire when he was running away.
Who's that?
Kevin McAllister from Home Alone.
Mm-hmm.
The first one where he took his little handlebars and skirted from the window to the treehouse. He had no problems handling both grown-ass men that tried to break into his home. Kate is still a spoiled, rich white girl. And I don't mean that to really seem demeaning. Those are just the facts.
She's got a lot.
So this is her acting out and trying to make herself and endear herself to Hawkeye.
Speaking of endearing, after she learns how to turn off the TV with a quick nickel, it's story time. And she asks, what's the best shot he ever made? And he said the one he never took. He doesn't really want to talk about it, but of course she just has to keep needling until he breaks him and makes him talk about it. And of course it's about how he met Natasha, but as usual, that's not good enough. She has to keep pushing. She's just flat out next ask him you're the Ronin, aren't you? Shockingly, he didn't deny it. But I'm like, girl, you ask too many questions. Do you not remember that big ass Russian telling you talk too much? You need to listen. It was just too much. Go ahead.
I might have forgiven her a little bit, but like you said, she just kept pushing. As soon as Hawkeye said the best shot was the one that I didn't take. Literal tears. Look here, Disney Plus, you are not going to be collecting my tears this season. Stop that shit right now. No, I'm a thug in these streets. I ain't gonna let that water fall from my eyes. No. But then again, she keeps freaking going, and Clint has the flashbacks. And I know we'll get to it later, but the comparison of him seeing her in that type of danger once shit gets real in the episode, it's bitch, what the hell are you doing? There was a plan, and you just all of a sudden wanted to go and do the shit that you wanted to do for no fucking reason. This is why you're not qualified to be a damn Avenger yet.
Exactly. That's why, finally, in the nicest way possible, he's like, it is time to take your ass to bed. Bye-bye.
Go home.
Go get some sleep. We're done now. And then when they wake up, Clint gives her a mission to go retrieve those trick arrows. And she had the nerve to say, I like to think of them as our arrows. I'm the nerve of this girl. Who are you and what are you thinking? Come on now. That's too much. I don't know. What do you think about all this? What do you think of the gall of this girl, Phantom?
Go ahead, Phantom.
Yeah, it's like one episode I'm liking her, and then she says something like this, and I'm just like, come on now. I know you're a fan girl, but you have to bring it down a notch. Bring it down a notch.
I'm telling you, you're at 15, bring it down to like a 7. But her
You being too
Right.
generous. Being too generous. Maybe a 3.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we need to tone that way down.
oh man. But her mission, and you heard it here first, was to go back and meet who? The LARPers. I think we heard it somewhere that these
Yeah,
people
you
were
did.
definitely gonna be back in action.
See, and again, this is what speaks to the lack of qualifications Kate has to do this shit. She was sent to do one job. She didn't. She ended up actually doing maybe 2 or 3, I think, because now she has to make them all new armors and suits and whatnots for them to LARP in. That shit is one expensive, and your mama done cut you off. So who's gonna foot that bill? Hawkeye doesn't make that type of money anymore. Tony Stark is dead, and the Avengers are disbanded. Pepper is not giving him money to get some random assholes that just like to fake fight some uniforms. And I couldn't blame Pepper for that, because seriously, like, bro, what the fuck? Just because we cool don't mean you can come after my pocket like that.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. He said
she let herself get roped into that shit, and I think that was bad negotiating on her part.
Oh, of course. He's like, I told you to go get my arrows, not do a play. I was like, he was upset. But I called it. I knew we weren't done with them LARPers. I told you they were going to be back in action, and looks like we are still not done yet.
Yeah. There was another part of that prediction, though, wasn't there?
Oh, I said that Grills was going to be back in action and come back and end up saving the day by the end of this. Absolutely.
Okay. Well,
remember, I was
Grills was the big dude, right?
Grills the brother man, yeah.
Yeah, he's not a cop, though. The cop was the woman, actually. So I think she's going to be the one that's more instrumental, because she has access to a lot of things a fireman wouldn't.
Yeah, it could be. She's already doing it. And how about how, like, Kate introduces herself to them? Like, I'm Hawkeye's partner / best friend, Kate. Like, how delusional is this girl? Just lost in fantasy land. Like, come
delusional and cocky as hell.
Oh, man. And I know
not gonna lie, I would do the same thing too.
He said if I was watching everybody. I know Kate called it an official Avenger business, but why was that cop so willing to tamper with evidence? Like, that's lose your job and maybe more type shit. Like, she was like, yeah, no problem. I can go steal this shit back for you. Like, wait, what? Like, that was a little too easy.
I think fandom's going to agree with me on this. Again, it's New York. You don't want to think about cops being corrupted, but, that's just how it is in NYC.
I was just like,
and this is for such a small thing, like on the grand scale of any criminal that would ask her to get rid of some evidence, getting some arrows that somebody saw, quote unquote Ronin using, that's really not that big a deal. If those disappear, no one's really going to care.
What?
Because they all still think that Ronin is gone. They're still questioning whether he's actually back or not.
Yeah, but Avenger arrows, that seems like it'd be a big thing anyway. Oh, Linda R's in the chat. I see you out there. Welcome.
Hey, Linda.
Were they Avenger arrows or Ronin's arrows?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. They were Ronin's arrows. Hawkeye developed those on his own, because he was completely rogue and by himself and everything he was doing at that time.
Yeah. And that wouldn't help his case out if the Ronin arrows and then they got stolen. That would just be like, oh, I guess he truly is back. Or it's a copycat either way.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, though. I don't think all the people that he went after, I don't think he would have left his bows anywhere, because he's a spy. He knows how to disappear and what to take with him to make sure no trace of him was ever found.
He's a ghost. Absolutely could have been. And while Kate's dealing with that, Clint decides to go and have a little chat with Kazi, and he tries to tell him Maya's obsession with the Ronin is going to get her killed. It seems Kazi is like already well aware of that, yet still, like, is there any way that Kazi would ever even help an Avenger fandom?
Some of that guy from the tracksuit, right?
Mm-hmm. Like
unless he's in trouble, then maybe if he's having feelings for her, possibly. But the way how that conversation was in the car, it seemed like he's like fed up with it at this point. Like at one point he was like following the father, and now he's following the daughter, who barely was like knew what's really going on.
Yeah, he said the father always put the crew first.
Mhm.
It doesn't seem like Echo's doing the same thing. She's getting too caught
Right.
up in her feels.
She is all about her vengeance, and I think he definitely already sees that. So it's kind of a callback to what I said earlier with their relationship. He's going to try to curb her, and looking at it through his eyes, I think I can definitely see the good in Maya. She just loves her father a lot, and to see him taken from her in that violent of a way, that messes with your psyche. So she has a very disturbing one-track mind now, and I think it's going to take seeing her guy die because of her reckless behavior and going after someone. And that's what may make her try to start seeing reason.
Could be. Is anybody, looks like Linda R is having a little buffering problem. Anybody else buffering? Jake isn't. I haven't seen it stutter yet on my end. It's been
mine's going smooth too.
Yeah, I haven't seen that little antenna that comes up when it usually starts doing that. So yeah, that's pretty good so far on my end. So might want
to try refreshing, Jake.
Just hit the refresh button and it might come back. Clint meets back up with Kate just to realize that she's not alone. She has a home full of LARPers with her, and she even makes a deal with one of them to get a couple costumes made like we were talking about. So yeah, that's just one more thing she needs to work on is her negotiation skills. Just too much. And then Hawkeye gets a text from his wife who's located the Rolex, and he says he's got to go, but Kate wants to come with. He says, not like that, you're not. Which, again, she was wearing the purple sweats. I kind of like that homage to the suit that they wear in the cartoons and comics. Like, did you even notice that, Phantom?
Yep. But how the wife knows about the whole Avengers compound situation thing?
Oh, because Clint tells her everything.
Well, Clint tells her everything, and that is motherfucking Velma. If Clint didn't think he could trust her, he would not tell her. This is not a Ned Stark and Catelyn Tully situation. Ned knew Catelyn was snitch. Hawkeye knows that Velma ain't gonna say shit, and she's basically his assistant. Oh, wait, actually, tinfoil. What if she also used to work for S.H.I.E.L.D. and when Hawkeye first came in, he was her handler. She was his handler.
Ooh.
That's what I was talking about, being like the person on the other end of the computer. I think she was her runner.
Y'all heard it here first, okay? We're going to watch this shit, see if it comes through. Put a pin in that.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about 20 minutes ago when I was saying, like, she might have been his handler. Like, because I think she did. Remember when Tony Stark first came in, when they first found out about her? She's like, okay, she's an agent. And then the kids came out and was like, and those are little tiny agents. Like,
right.
Who was calling that shit out back then?
What?
I think that was on some real shit.
I lightweight can't fault Tony for his assessment, especially as the kids, where the kids are concerned, because two of those children definitely look that they could be siblings. And, great casting. They have some resemblance to both Velma and Hawkeye. But the oldest one, I think he's the oldest one. He looks like a mix between, I don't know, I want to say like Persian and Asian. He doesn't look like either one of them. So what's that backstory? I know genetics is a motherfucker. You can't ever really tell how a kid is going to turn out looking. But it gives
one of the
questions.
Scrolls came in. One of the Scrolls came up and looking like Clint. It's a Scroll child.
Okay, wait, you know what? That fits though. For the Young Avengers, that fits because Wiccan's husband now in the comics is like half Skrull, half something else, and he's like the king of them overall. So yeah, Hawkeye's protecting not only Velma from Scooby-Doo, but some random alien child that needed to hide on Earth until it was time for him to go take the throne.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Tinfoil.
So on the way out, the cop has brought his arrows back. The cop that brought his arrows back, she says like hers was a special bag, and didn't he bring his own? He was wearing a backpack. Like if that wasn't big enough, I'm sure there was something else in that house he could have grabbed. Did he really have to take her special bag, AK?
And no, he didn't. But that's why I'm saying that cop, she's gonna come up again. So I'm all in with you on the LARPer people, but I don't think it's going to be all of them. I think it's going to be specifically her because she can actually get the access to get them into secure buildings, get evidence removed, or tampered with so it's not usable or something. I like it, and they put that there to call attention to her. So I think we should all definitely remember her presence.
It could be, but I think it's going to be more her bag that has the saying on it that's going to come into it. I think she's done her job. She got the arrows. That's going to kind of be that. I think it's going to be Grills that's going to be the big savior in all this.
Well,
it could be the blonde chick, but I think it's going to be Grills. I think Grills is going to save the day in some way or another.
Yeah, put a pin in that, people. Keep a tally for me and DJ. We gonna discuss this tinfoil at the end of it all.
Or it could just be the big man that goes ding, ding. ding.
That's true.
That dude's amazing. I love that.
You
guy.
know the rabbit hole's been down. Anything is possible in the multiverse.
He is definitely going to be a factor in some part of this by the end of it. His dings are going to come back into play. But I'm guessing there will be a joke made about that said bag, like I said, at some point. The bag is definitely going to be a thing, but I think her big thing was just getting those arrows back. But that was still like just breaking into an evidence room and stealing evidence and evidence tampering. That's the kind of big thing that she was just like, sure, no problem.
Real quick, DJ, just shout out to Linda. She's getting ready to go to bed. Appreciate you coming in, my lady. We're always happy to see you. Stay safe out there.
Absolutely. Look forward to the next time seeing you out there. Be good.
Yeah, Linda.
But I'm guessing there's going to be about that joke's going to be a thing. And then Kate calls him boss, but that seems to be just in jest because she never listens to him. Like even as he's trying to explain the mission, she just bops off to go do it her way. Like she's a worse Padawan than Luke. She's terrible.
I'm saying though, there's nothing else that needs to be said from me or fandom. You just summed that shit up perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it is. She too headstrong for this shit.
Yeah, man. And she's not even smooth or incognito about it. Just jaywalking across the street, bringing as much attention as humanly possible to herself. Like
being noticed. Like, bitch, your face ain't covered. You're in New York City. There are 20 cameras on that one block alone covering you. What the hell are you doing?
Unbelievable. Like, did you not hear when Hawkeye says he's a ghost? Like, you're not taking any of that into consideration. Just being hard-headed at all times. And she's cute. What's that?
She does. You're right. She does. She thinks that she's doing all this just to gain clout. Like she's almost the most ultimate Karen that decided to start making videos on YouTube. And she thinks no matter what she does, she's in the right. Everything's going to work out great. And I think she's going to get a very hard lesson in the future that is not how the world works.
I mean, she has been seen. She can be identified to the authorities when somebody reports a break-in to this house. Like, I mean, come on. Like, she is just not looking at the big picture and all this. It's driving me nuts. And then Kate breaks in and notices the strobe lights attached to the wall, and she thinks she's taking care of it with a couple arrows, but again, just being super naive. It's like, God, come on. I was like, is there anything you can do right? And then even while on this mission, just yap, 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 she has to ask about the Rolex, and Clint answers her, and she's still just not good enough. She's like, are you sure that's the whole story, Clint? It's like, girl, it's all you need to know. Like, just keep to the mission, you nosy little shit.
Same shit that I said. I was like, look here, you nosy asshole. You can't even get the freaking what's the first level of belts? Well, like the thin, super thin white belt. Like you haven't even gone up to the thick white belt yet with your rookie ass. Shut the fuck up. I will tell you what I think you need to know.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What did he say back here? Turns out the alien prince that was promised ended up in Westeros and became his wife. No, he's gonna take it back to Thrones. Absolutely.
Hey, yo, you know what? If you think about the Tough Voyaging series and the shit that Tough does with his spaceship, yeah, that statement is hella on point.
Oh, unbelievable. Also not good about the thing is when Kate's in there, she sees a notepad, then it seems like somebody's taking notes on Clint's family. So what's going to happen with that, fandom?
I want to know how she got all this information. When a couple of films back, a bunch of Avengers are even shocked that this guy had a wife and kids.
Well, I don't think that she's had that information all along. I think there's a very specific. What? She
told Kazi to do a background check on Clint Barton. Like that was when he was sitting there.
That was after their first encounter, though. Yeah. That was after their first encounter, and yes, because she has connections to what's her name, the governess, or whatever her comic book name is, Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character,
Valentina,
yeah. So that's where she's getting that same information just like Yelena got that same information.
Yeah, but that's
about
with
Hawkeye.
Elena, though. Well, this is Maya. We don't know her that much connection.
But
she
I mean,
has.
Clint's not exactly keeping it off the books like you. I mean, he's parading all his kids around New York, having Chinese dinners and going to the Rockefeller, looking at the Christmas trees. So
He's
it's like
been
he's not
seen.
exactly hiding it anymore.
Yes,
said,
and that puts the kids in jeopardy. Which honestly is, I'm surprised that he even took them to that big of a city in public without trying to request like a private show or something or other.
Absolutely. Tough is probably my favorite Martin character.
He is. Tough is lightweight an asshole, but he's so experienced in everything that he does. And his assholery really, my petty looks at his petty, and I'm here for all of it. I support that.
Absolutely, Linda. You got to get on this one. It's fun. I wasn't a big fan of the first 2 episodes, but it's gotten a lot better rapidly.
Yeah, if you can push past them first 2 episodes, you're definitely going to enjoy the show.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they keep it on that track and finish up strong.
Indeed.
So then we get Maya catching Kate and slaps the ish out of her. And then while they were fighting, Maya throws a knife that landed awfully close to Kate's head. Did Maya miss on purpose, knowing she's just a dumb kid, Phantom?
No, I don't think she missed on purpose.
You don't?
You don't?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. Maya's got skill. I think she would have put it right between her eyes if she wanted to.
If she really wanted to. I think she made the same call that Yelena did, because Yelena could easily stomp both of them out, but she didn't. There's actually a small moment where she hits Maya, or Maya hits her, one of the two, just to break them off of Kate and Hawkeye. So yeah, absolutely. I don't think
all is not what it
that
seems.
was just an accident. She meant to throw it there.
Yeah, I think she was just letting her know, like, you're way out of your league, kid, and if I wanted to, I could kill you. So you
right, like, go the fuck home. So,
yeah,
right. The grown folks are talking. Take your ass back to the kid table.
And while Kate's fighting Maya, Clint's fighting some other masked person out on the roof, and yet he still has time to fire a zipline arrow across for Kate to escape. And as it's going down, it doesn't seem like Maya and this masked person are on the same team. Like, the masked person also had a gun, but didn't fire on Clint or Kate. So, I mean, Yelena could have killed, we find out later who it is. She could have killed him at any time and didn't. And during the fight, Kate gets tossed over the side, but not before being tied off. Like, it seems that masked person really had no intention of ever harming Kate.
Not at all. And that is Natasha's influence on her little sister.
You absolutely don't kill unless you have to. And when Hawkeye sees what's happening and runs to her aid, he sees her dangling there like you were talking about earlier, and it must have given him some hardcore Natasha vibes. Like, only this time, instead of trying to bring Natasha back up to save her, he cuts Kate loose to fall on them strings of the Christmas lights. And I like the comparison to the two situations. What were you saying, Phantom?
Even I just forgot.
But did you like that comparison, like how they kind of did that?
Oh, yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that, and that's about where, I was the Grinch and my heart started cracking and growing 2 sizes. Like, oh my God, he's totally living this flashback, and it's freaking horrible. I'm nearly to tears, but at the same time, I could see how that would be therapeutic for him to do what he perceives as the right thing, and instead of bringing Kate back up, he lets her go. But of course, Kate, and she's stubborn as hell, so she goes back up to the rooftop, and again, then almost gets fucked up.
Yeah. I like how Jake says it, though. The masked woman's mission is to keep Kate safe, and if it was her mom that called Valentina to do this, that would absolutely be on the table. Make sure you keep Kate safe. Absolutely.
I like
love
that.
Jake.
Put a pin in Jake's tinfoil right there. I appreciate the hell out of that.
Yeah, I don't even think that's tinfoil. I think that's
that fits.
That's exactly
that
what it
fits
is.
So well. Agreed.
So then Kate makes it back up onto the roof and fires an exploding trick arrow, and which knocks all the fighters down. And then once back up, she fires another arrow into Echo's shoulder that was enough to get her to run away. And then she aims at a now unmasked,
hold on, DJ. Can I just ask real quick? What do y'all think about Maya in these fight situations? Outside of being trained to box, and it seems like she has some level of Muay Thai, and she's got that fake metal leg on her right side. What do you think about her being able to survive all these things that were thrown at her so well? Because I feel like what's coming in the MCU is the mutants, and I think she might have some type of latent, mutant X gene that's been brought out from seeing her dad die under stress.
I think it's just more of a Daredevil situation where like she was deaf, so she had to be able to do so much more. And they showed it like when she was young, like honing in, like when she was getting to fight somebody, she'd notice somebody's hand getting ready to twitch right before they're getting ready to strike. And that's what she was talking about when she told Clint that he'd probably be better without the hearing aid. Like that's just hindering you.
Yeah.
So I think she just used her inabilities to make herself better, and that's why she's so good at all that stuff.
All right, yeah, I'll give you that.
That's right.
Definitely.
So
okay, go ahead.
Also good. And then Kate aims, and then Kate ends up aiming at Black Widow, now unmasked, and we see it's Natasha's sister. And like, who is this Eleanor? Is this who Eleanor called in? Like, and that's what we're already talking about. Like, we think this is basically Kate's mom who called her in to do this, and that's why she was keeping Kate safe and not killing her. But I think in the end, I think there's a way that. Basically, I'm saying, is there any way that she would kill Clint? Because I know Valentina probably hired her to, as she's already tried to set it up like that he's the one who killed Natasha. But she has to know that that's BS and how her sister absolutely adored Clint. She knows that that's Clint's best friend. So I think she knows the truth, and she's actually there to like warn Clint what's going on. What do you guys think about? What do you think about that, AK?
I don't think she was there necessarily to warn Clint. But it's Yelena. It is very clear that if she wanted to, both Kate and Hawkeye would have been dead easily.
Yeah. And when Kate was putting that arrow at her face, she just shook her head.
Yeah, she looked at her like, yo, okay, I know that look. Put that shit down before you do something you're never going to be able to take back.
Yeah.
And if we're looking, and if we're looking at the MCU timeline and where they're headed, the replacement for Black Widow and for Hawkeye is going to be Yelena and Kate. So Yelena, again, taking cues from her late older sister, is trying just to suss out what exactly is what. I don't think she trusts Valentina 100% at all. And she wants to get her own information. That's the only reason she went there. Because she wouldn't have just ran away from that fight where she had all of the advantages.
Yeah, well, she just got blown up by an arrow, so she didn't have all the advantages.
That was one time though.
Like she looked right at her and she shook her head and she's like, "Don't do it."
Yeah, don't do it. So you don't want to catch this smoke. Stop it.
And Kate ends up getting her in her sights. Like she could have shot her, but Yelena shook her head and Kate doesn't take the shot. Remembering what Clint said, the best shot he ever took was not taking it. And I don't know. Do you think this will end up being like her best friend? Like this will end like the way Clint and Natasha became best friends because he didn't take the shot. Will like now Kate and Yelena become best friends because she didn't take the shot? You think they'll become allies fandom?
Yeah, it seems most likely. Just like what AK was saying, like they're pretty much going to be like the replacements for Hawkeye and Black Widow. So it's inevitable that will happen.
It definitely seems like. And when Elena sees Kate won't shoot, she takes the opportunity to exit stage left. And now that Clint sees like a Black Widow's involved, he breaks it off with Kate real quick. It's gotten way too dangerous, way too quick, and he promised her mom that he'd keep her safe. So Clint tells her it's over, and he means it, but does he really? Like, we know she's not just going to go away. This girl never listens, AK. What's up?
No, I mean, see, that's the thing, though. Clint is used to being around kids that actually do take orders. And where it comes to his 3 children, it's not necessarily orders, but you can tell all of those kids respect the parental unit of Velma, and I'm going to keep calling her Velma because I'm not letting go of that theory, of Velma and Hawkeye. When it comes to like Peter Parker, Peter also falls in line and he, takes all the cues that he needs to from the older generation to get stuff done and to actually be effective in the fight with them. Kate is reckless as hell. For all the martial arts training that she's had, she didn't pick up on any of the discipline that those students pick up. You're not supposed to just go around, fighting people all the time. But she does that. And that's where the disconnect is.
Chick Drew says she might not know. She might still blame Clint. She might, but I don't know. I just feel like they might have talked about it. She had to know how much that Natasha loved him. And
yeah. Yelena's too smart for that to me.
Exactly. I just don't think it's a thing. And then he says, I thought Elena left the Black Widows in the last Black Widow movie. She did, but she left the Black Widows.
She still got that tech?
And that's when Valentina came and met her at the gravesite. And, if you saw the, spoiler alert, if you saw the Black Widow, the ending of it, the extra scene, that's when Valentina came in and said, hey, I got a job for you. So she might not be a Black Widow, but she's still a hired assassin, I think.
And Hawkeye can tell by the moves that she does and by the weaponry, those hand gauntlets that she had, she's a Black Widow. Right. Because Tasha had all of those things, but souped up because Tony made her armor and her weapons.
So what do you think about this episode, fandom? It seems like you like 3 a little bit better than 4?
Yep. Like 3 better.
What was about 4 that turned you off?
It ended too early, damn it.
That's the only reason?
Yep.
Come on, man.
I'm telling you, these time slots, like 42 minutes this, 50 minutes that, and literally it was like 37 minutes of the episode. I literally paused it. I'm like, hold up. Don't tell me they did this to me again. First it was episode 3, and now it's this one. At this point, episode 5, 22 minutes. Calling it here.
Oh, no, man, Shimon, no, don't throw that shade. They have it in the works.
What's up, AK? Are we going to get an extra scene in the next episode?
It's highly possible. Which one was it? It was WandaVision, I think. And past the maybe first 4 or 5 episodes, we started getting end credit scenes for that. And that's how a lot of folks knew that Darcy was coming, because they figured that part out. I think if we do get any extra credit scenes for this, it's going to be 1, something with Kingpin, and 2, because we know Charlie Cox is coming through, it's also going to be something with Daredevil.
There you go. I like that. Hey, I don't know. You mean we already got these cops getting ready and tampering with evidence and breaking into evidence rooms? Maybe we'll get one of them breaking Clint out of jail if he gets arrested for something stupid. Because we already know the mom's probably going to set him up for something and make him go down. So them LARPers are going to have to come in and save the day some way or another. Like I said, you heard it here first. It's got to happen.
Right. Yeah, and they have the means to do that. They got cops on their team.
Absolutely. So that's how it's going down. So I absolutely loved it. They're turning it back around. I'm back on track. I'm super excited to see what happens in the next episode. And yeah, they finally got me. So I'm excited to see episode number 5. We're going to wrap this one up with just a few questions of trivia. If you know these answers, write them in the chat box or write them in the comments down below. What moniker did Kate give Clint while talking with her mom at the table?
Oh, shit.
She called him a nickname. What was it? What moniker did Kate call Clint while talking with her mom?
Robin Hood?
That was not it.
No, yeah. Damn it, what the? Oh, I just watched it. What the hell did she say?
Remember that answer? Write it in the chat box. If you're watching later, write in the comment section down below. Question number 2. Who is Jack's idol? Who is Jack's idol?
Thor.
That is incorrect.
Who is Jack again?
Jack's the mom's fiance.
Oh.
He said how cool she was playing it. She's like, if I had met my idol, so-and-so, I'd have lost my mind. Who was his idol?
What? Was it Captain America?
It was not. Was not even a superhero.
Okay, yeah. Definitely don't remember.
Jack suggests that they play a board game. Name 2 of the 3 games he suggested they play.
Oh, shit. I'm just going to pick random board games. Life, Monopoly.
Incorrect.
Phase 8. Oh, no, Phase 10. I believe it's the name.
Name 2 of the 3 that he suggests. If you know those answers, write them in the comment section or write them down below. Gonna keep it moving. 2 out of 3 is all we're looking for. The morning after their Christmas festivities, how many days did the radio say were left before Christmas?
2?
That is incorrect.
Okay, 3.
2.
There we go. I'm gonna get one of them. You know, it only started with 6, so we only got 6.
Right.
I thought it was going like the weeks left in the how many episodes we got.
You beat me to it by half a second. Like the 3 was formulating in my mouth, but then you said it.
Yeah, you nailed it. 3, absolutely correct. Here's a little harder deep dive. What radio station was it that Clint was listening to?
Hot 97.
You know
that is incorrect.
No, I meant to write that down. I knew you would ask this, but I forgot while watching. It's like 107 point something.
It was 3, Jake. It was 3. Yes, you are on the right track. You're nailing it.
Is it 107.5?
Oh, so close.
Or 0.4 or 0.3.
Incorrect.
Damn it. It's
You went the wrong way.
107.9.
Ah, you're so close. No.
God damn it.
Oh, you're close enough. I'm going to give it though. 107 is pretty good. 107.6 Light FM.
0.6, okay.
107. Is that a real radio station out there in NYC?
More than likely.
107.6?
I used to listen to a bunch of radio stations in NYC, but I stopped for a while. Let me Google that. Come into the next question.
107.6 Light FM. Keeping it moving. What was the female LARPer cop's name?
Oh shit.
No.
Oh damn it. The scene is playing out in my head right now.
What was the female? Mix 106 is incorrect.
I know what's named on the bag.
Oh, that question might be coming up soon. What was the female LARPer cop's name? Know that? Write it down below. And for extra credit, what was the female cop LARPer's her LARPer name? What was the female cop's LARPer name?
Oh, hot damn it.
What was her real name and what was her LARPer name? If you know either one of those, write them in the chat section, comment section. We're gonna keep it moving.
I feel like the LARPer name is like right on my tongue. I know she lives that rainbow life because she has a wife.
Absolutely, you know this. What kind of cookies did Grills offer Clint when you arrived at the apartment? What kind of cookie did Grills offer Clint when he arrived at the apartment? Anybody remember that one?
Chocolate chip?
I want to say chocolate chip,
Oatmeal?
but I feel like it might be oatmeal raisin.
Jake says that is a real radio station. I figured it was. That sounds
I'm not surprised at that.
107.6 Light FM. That sounds like some real shit. I believe it. Anybody remember what kind of cookies Grills was making when Clint arrived? What kind of cookies did Grills offer Clint when he arrived at the apartment? Just a couple more. What address did the transmitter show the watch to be at? Anybody remember the address the watch was at that Clint had to go find? Where was that Rolex at? Basically, what is Echo's apartment's address?
Downtown Manhattan. Hell's Kitchen.
Manhattan? I thought it was like
it's
East
an address.
Brooklyn or something.
Yeah, no, it's an actual address. You know that right down below. Here we go for fandom. What was embroidered on the female LARPer's bag?
Bombshell.
There we go.
Bombshell, yeah, that's the name her wife gave her.
We already know that's going to come back. And you already know she just answered it. Who gave her that bag?
Her wife.
Absolutely. Boom,
which is why I totally feel her saying, yo, I understand your weapons are in here, but wifey gave me that, okay? You will bring that back. I am not about to catch your ass whooping because you wanted to be reckless.
Right? I wouldn't even done it. I'm like, no, you can't get it. He's like, there's something else in this house you can use. You ain't about to take it. Can't do it. You got with coconut and the.
Okay, wait. Does the no? I guess we just answered the nickname for the cop.
What's that?
You said it was her nickname, Bombshell. That was on the bag, right?
No, that's not her nickname. That is not her LARPer name. It might be her nickname, but that is not her LARPer name. It's a real...
Officer.
It's a real
Conrad, I believe, is her name, but I don't remember what her LARP name was.
That is her last name. I'll give you that. So in there. So yeah, I don't know. It looks like by next week there's only going to be one more, so it looks like we might just be doing episode 5 next Tuesday. I don't think.
There's only 2 episodes left, right? There's 6 episodes.
Yeah, there's only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
So next week we'll just be doing number 5, and then we'll be finishing with the finale after that. So
we got to chat about what we're doing next.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to tell you guys that next. We'll be thinking about that, and let's have some ideas for the next time we come on, so we can be ready to tell everybody what we're doing next week after that. It looks like we'll be doing 4 next week, 5 after that, and then it'll be time to get into a new one. So stay tuned, and we will definitely be doing that. But I want to thank everybody for taking this trip down the rabbit hole once again with us on a Tuesday night. We're going to be here every single Tuesday doing it at 6 o'clock, so make sure you come on back. We're going to keep it moving. But right now, I hope everybody's out there is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Till we see you next time. Be easy, everybody.
Peace.